G'day everyone, Woody again. I just want to pick up from last week's Woody's words. I had some interesting comments and a couple of messages sent through after I posted last week's little video on the mental health side of getting hurt. Now, I just want to share something that happened to me after I had my accident. Now, I said last week that I was never formally offered any counselling or any sort of mental health assistance when I got hurt. I had some good people around me at the time, family and friends. But one of the things that happened to me shortly after my accident was my old man. He cashed in all his long service leave, all his holiday pay, and he sat at the side of my bed for, you know, sometimes 12, 14, 16 hours a day. I can remember about a week after I got hurt, I came back from some x-ray or test or procedure, and he said to me, he said, "Oh look James, I want you to do me a favour." And I looked at him, I was in a bit of a foul mood. I said, "Well, there's not much I can do from this hospital bed, is there?" And he said, "Well, I want you to talk to me about how you're feeling and how you're coping with all of this." And I looked at my old man and I told him to get stuffed. I said, "Dad, I don't want to talk about how I'm feeling. You know, this is something that I have to deal with and I have to cope with." Anyhow, my old man didn't say anything. The next day, I had to go out of the room again, you know, on a hospital trolley and then come back in later on. And my old man said the same thing. He said, "Well, look, how you feeling today?" And I didn't answer him. I was starting to get a bit cranky with him. And he kept doing this. Now, I don't know when it was, but I reckon about a week later, I came back from, you know, some other procedure, and my old man said to me, "How you feeling today, James?" And I looked at him, and I was ready to go right off, and I said, "Well, actually, Dad, I'm pretty pissed off. You know, I've had a shit day, and I'm feeling really angry." And he said, "That's good. At least you're able to share that with me." And I didn't think anything of it at the time. But then my old man kept doing the same thing. You know, every time I'd be away or, you know, go out of the room for some sort of medical procedure, I'd come back and my dad would say, "How you feeling today?" And it got to the point where I could actually tell him how I was feeling. I mean, some days I'd have good days and I'd say, "Yeah, look, today wasn't a bad day." And other days would be just horrible. And I'd say, "You know what, I hated today. You know, it was really bad." But I think the point that I'm trying to make here is that by actually talking about how I was feeling, it helped me to cope with what was happening to me. So just take out of that little story what you will. But I think I would ask you if you know anyone that does tend to keep things inside or bottle things up, if you can find someone to talk about it to, it can actually release some of those feelings and some of the negative stuff that happens to us. So anyhow, just my thoughts. I'm not a mental health expert, but just a bit of a story to share with you. Anyhow, I'm Woody. Stay safe, Australia.